In this video, I want to ask the question, will your company, small or medium-sized, survive COVID-19? Most of us can't see clients, can't get our products out there, but what can you do during lockdown 2020? What's up everyone, my name's Daniel. My side hustle is brand awareness and brand creation, and I want to help you with what can we do during lockdown and going forward to survive the changes coming. There's the reality that business is going to look different. There's going to be an economic crunch. So what do we do now, starting today, moving forward, to make sure I still have a business after this? So the only thing you can really do is make sure your company has a name, your product has a voice, and there's an image out there already before you can see clients again. I want to give you a strategy of how to take your brand and package it in such a way that it would be the least possible work with the most outcome. I'm going to quickly give you a strategy that works brilliantly for brand content creation. And what it is, it's the idea that you create content and that content can be spread to different areas so that you don't have to reproduce stuff the whole time. The first thing I want to say is that if you don't have a website, you need a website. But part of that website, you need to have a blog. Basically, a blog is articles that you create that gives people information about your industry, about your world, about the services or products you present. This is not advertisement. It is information. It's data that people can consume. But all what this will do is it will point people to your company. The second thing that you'll be able to do is you can start up a podcast. Podcast is audio that people can listen to, once again, with information that you share. Now, the good thing of if you have a podcast, if you have a blog, you can just translate that into audio, and there you have a podcast. The same thing applies to the next step, which would be video. Now you can take your blog, that information that's in audio already, you can either directly record you recording the audio and having video on it, or you can translate that into an actual video. A video would either be you talking and introducing something about the product or the service you have. It could be a tutorial on something. It could be simply just something interesting that will drag people to the video. If you write the blog, have in mind that you are going to have a video clip on that, and that you're going to have an audio clip on it. And then the final one that I want to talk about is social media. Social media is great, but it's not there to create business. It's there to create conversation. It's there so you can show people who you are. You see, your brand is not just your logo or just your website. Your brand, if you had to put your business into a person, the personality, character, and the style of that person will be your business. And what social does, it gives you the opportunity to create a social image around who you are as a company. Okay, so what I want you to see is this, that you create one piece of content. So you've got a website. So on this website, you put up an article with, say, 5 points, interesting things that you think people would want to know about your product, about your service, about your business, about your why. And then you translate that into an audio clip. An audio clip you upload onto a podcast. Then that same audio clip could either double up as your video, or you create a video with those 5 points. If you're a builder, you build a wall and you show people how it works. You explain to people why you need a professional to do it, but also you give them tips on how to do it themselves. If you're a plumber, show people how a toilet works. If you are a baker, bake a cake and make a video of it. People want to see visually. Then you have images. Take photos, but take good photos. There's so much resources out there. We've got so much great tools in our hands. Most phones today can take photos that looks great. You just need to go do a little bit of research. Have images, and then finally your social is there. Social would be social media. It would be Facebook, Twitter. You'll utilize YouTube as well because you've got videos. And all these things constantly point to one another, and it points back to your website because there's something people benefit from. The content you create is not advertisement. It is interesting facts and stuff people can learn from you because you are the professional. So I'm going to touch on each one of them. The blog, I've mentioned it a lot now, but if you don't have a website yet, you need a website. Most of the blog sites, they operate as websites. So you can hit it out straight now, getting a blog, and by getting a blog, you've got a website. If you've got a website, start introducing articles onto that website, and that becomes your blog site. Second thing, podcasting. I know podcasting won't work in every industry, but if you can get it out there, people listen to interesting stuff. If you've got something interesting to teach people, they will listen to it. Then the video thing, I want you to understand this is not an advertisement. It's not an ad. People catch you're trying to sell them something, they stop listening. But if you've got something beneficial that will improve their lives, or it's something that they want to learn, they'll listen to it. So make sure you give people interesting stuff. Make sure it's something that they will benefit from, and don't have an agenda. Simply produce something that people will benefit from. Like I said, images, make sure the photos you take, the photos you put up online, make sure it's good quality because it's your image. It's your brand. It's who you want people to see you are as a company. And then the final thought I want to leave with you is work on your company's image. What is the image you want out there? Look at things like your logo. What does your logo say? Does your logo point people to what you do? Or is it just a fancy thing? Is it a practical logo? Can you post it onto different platforms and it still makes sense? Your company's name, even your name. Don't have a name that says nothing about who you are. Copywriting, spelling and grammar, guys. I've spoken to a lot of companies and they said that if you have a presentation and you bring the presentation to them and there's spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes on it, they don't even look further. Because if that's the work you do, when you present your company, how do we trust the work you're going to present? Get a proper email address with your company's name in it. The Gmail thing just shouts out cheap. It shouts out that these guys aren't professional. Get a proper account. If you've got a website, you're going to get email addresses to that website, and just make sure that the way you look out there present yourself as these guys are serious. If you've got any questions on any of the things I've covered, I know I just ran past a lot of these things because I want you to succeed through COVID-19. I want you to make sure that you've got a good image out there now, that when people think, I need a builder, they remember the video they've watched. They remember the blog post they read, because they remember you, because you were visual even when you weren't working. Your brand is more than just a logo. Your brand is who you are.